This week on the First Ballot Podcast,
fetuses being stolen.
That's what I'll always think Michael Taylor smells like. Hello, welcome to the new podcast. My name is Freddie Limo, and
I'm Seth Wilson.
There he is. Reunited, and it feels so good.
Many years, many children, many years.
That's me testing my sound.
What did it say?
That was legit. Remember that Vine back in the day?
No, I heard that one has chicken. I was like, what?
That one has chicken. But yes, this Seth and I had a podcast in 2017, 2018. I don't know. Long time ago, six years ago. In which we called the Sampler Platter, in which we had about 4 episodes.
TFBP.
And we would sample other podcasts. We would steal other podcast ideas.
It was highway robbery.
But it was a good idea. And we had a lot of fun doing it. And both Seth and I are both avid podcast listeners, correct?
True. Many a time spent listening to podcasts.
What are you listening to?
Oh man,
QAnon.
Mostly it's just we're rehashing what we should have done on January 6th, 2021.
There you go.
With my podcast.
It's hosted by John F. Kennedy Jr. or whatever.
It's hosted by the Chip Gaines lookalike who stole the podium.
Oh my gosh.
Mostly big into Levitard's show. That's a fave.
Nice, he's good.
Just finished up 2 Bears, 1 Cave for the week right before I got over here.
The Bert Kreischer, Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura.
Yes.
That
one is hilarious.
I haven't seen it. I mean, I've seen clips on TikTok, and I'm sorry, I was just checking my audio for a second because I just saw it overloaded, but it's
we Gucci.
I think we're Gucci. Okay. But yeah, the clips I see on TikTok of that are like so funny. Bert Kreischer, hilarious.
I love that guy.
Okay, so Levitard, 2 Bears, 1 Cave, or
JRVP, another favorite. That's Anthony Jeselnik. And
he has his own podcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it crazy? Like him?
Oh yeah. I mean, every week is like, I think this last week's there was a story about fetuses being stolen. Like that's the kind of that's the kind of tone that sets.
Jeez.
But that one's with him, and then Greg Rosenthal, who they met in college and stuff and are friends, but he works for like NFL Network and
oh cool.
Yeah, that one's good. Those are where I'm at. What about you?
I listened to this is important, the Workaholics podcast.
Yes. Yep. I was like, wait, you
hilarious.
Told me about this one.
Hilarious. It is just the funniest. If you like that show, even if you don't,
I love that show.
Just buddies, they don't talk about anything the entire time. And today their episode was about like luggage, because one of them like saw one of their luggage in the background, and then they just talked about luggage for like 20 minutes.
I know I'm a boring person because I'm like, oh, I actually want to listen to that, because the carry-on suitcase that I've had for the past decade, I literally bought it in 2012. The handle finally is like breaking. I'm like, well,
don't listen to this for advice. It's like the craziest things with luggage. But I listened to that. I listened to How Did This Get Made still?
Oh yeah.
Paul Scheer and Jason Mantzoukas. And then I listened to All Fantasy Everything, the podcast that really got me into podcasts. And that was thanks to your buddy.
Jordan.
Yeah, that was so funny because I remember he told us about it, and I don't know. Yeah. And then a few weeks later I tried it out and I was like, okay, this is my life.
He's somebody that I haven't really like talked to since we all, escaped the war zone that is Rexburg, Idaho. But he texted me like a few weeks ago and he was like, hey, I missed your birthday. Happy birthday, man. And this is in March. And I was like, my birthday is in August. And so I just responded, I was like, just in case, like, this is Seth. Like, I don't know if you just texted the wrong person. He's like, no, I meant to text you. I just, missed your birthday. I was like, all right.
That is such a long difference. That is so long.
But then I went and looked back, and he did the same thing like 3 years ago. And he was like, oh, hey,
that's his running joke.
Birthday.
That's his running joke.
He's like, if I
Shout
ever
out
want
to
to text somebody, and just like, I haven't talked to him in a while. I was like, hey, happy birthday, dude.
That's great. That is hilarious. Yeah. That's a good end. That's a good
yeah, like if you feel awkward about texting somebody, happy birthday.
Oh, and that made me think of my other podcasts I listen to. I listen to Two Cool Moms, the Joe Gatto podcast, the new one.
I haven't listened to that one.
It's kind of different.
Wait. Oh, I don't hear you. Do you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Okay, cool. Two cool moms, Joe Gatto and Steve Byrne.
Okay.
And they just get questions for people, and they act like the person's mom and give advice.
Okay.
So I just listen to it because I love Joe.
He's hilarious. I haven't watched the most recent Impractical Jokers with Eric Andre, but
I know I was devastated when Joe left.
I know. I'm excited for another like episode, but I'm like, I don't want to see one without Joe.
Yeah. Okay, but enough of other podcasts. This is the podcast right now, and this is the First Ballot podcast. Like we said, we just proved to you that we are experts in the world of podcasts. And occasionally I'll throw in first. I'll throw in the murder podcast every once in a while, which is always fun. So we hit the spectrum of podcast world, and so we know what a podcast is and why ours. This is a great podcast. Each week we're going to be picking a topic. This week it is, drum roll please. What is it again, Seth?
TV subplots and/or running jokes.
Okay, running jokes.
I don't know. I had one that I thought of afterwards where I was like, might slightly reclassify.
I was just watching Parks and Rec, and it made me think of so many. So
there's so many on that show.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do, and each week we're gonna be electing 3 things into the Hall of Fame, and Seth is gonna present one idea. We're gonna hash it out, talk about it, and that's gonna be a person that's already in. Like, he selected it, and then I'm gonna select one, and then we're gonna present our second ones that we think, and then we need to duel it out amongst ourselves with that one. So we'll have 3. We'll have 3 first ballot Hall of Famers, and you'll know what are the best subplots in sitcom history. So there we go. We haven't really talked about. Yes, that's what it's about.
It's really what we're getting at.
So we haven't really discussed how we're going to decide who goes first, or I mean, it doesn't have to be like a big charade, but
fist fight.
Yeah, like I was thinking, like something casual. Yeah. No. But how about you present your first candidate, or this will be a Hall of Famer.
This will be first ballot A1, no doubts in anybody's minds.
And this is the first selection in this podcast history. And when you're listening to this, 6 years down the road when we're big and famous, and you're like, oh, to go back and listen to the first one. This is it. It was rough. Sorry, but this is the first pick right here.
I'm not even gonna rethink it. That's where I'm at. We're going into the world of Jessica Day, Nick Miller, Winston Schmidt, Winston Bishop, running into apartment 4D. And my favorite scene, and like when I saw what the show was, I was like, it's about some girl who like dances and sings. And like,
Can I try to guess what you're trying to do? Hit it. Oh, I was gonna like say by standing on a chair.
No.
New American? I thought
no. True American. No.
True American would be a great one. Oh, no, okay.
I was like, why is Fred climbing on this chair right now?
True American. That's
excited.
That's a great running bit.
That is a wonderful one. And I've seen that series like 5 times, and I don't know how to play it.
Yeah. Okay. No, but proceed. Sorry.
My like, yeah, when I heard about the show, I was like, this seems weird, but my wife loves Zoe Deschanel, and we were like, okay, we'll give this a stab.
It's the bangs.
Ends up being hilarious. And one of the moments that really turned me was there's Schmidt, who's like that type A crazy person who was getting obsessed about his towel being damp in their bathroom, and he could not take towel. And throughout this episode, he's trying to figure out why his towel's damp, can't figure it out. They install towel bars. He's got a dehumidifier, and he just keeps screaming, damp, because his towel is continually wet after the shower. And the episode wraps up with him calling everybody into their bathroom, into their communal bathroom with a urinal and all of that. And he realizes that Nick Miller has been using what he thought was his towel.
He's like, yeah, that's because that's my towel.
He says, my towel is always damp. And Nick says, well, that's because it's not your towel, that's my towel, Schmidt. And what I really love about it is at the end, Schmidt says, this isn't your towel. Do you even wash this towel? He says, you don't wash a towel washes you. You're supposed to wash a towel. You wash what am I going to do next? Clean the shower?
Nick Miller is the best.
As somebody who frequently learns things in life that I should have learned many years ago, I very much relate to that. And I love that he...
Hold on, were you not washing your towels, Seth?
There were other things that, like okay, this was like 2 weeks ago. I'm driving home, and my wife Marissa had put one of the like air fresheners in our car, like just one of those little pine trees that you hang over the rearview mirror. Standard.
Did you eat it? Did you eat this?
Well, she'd left the wrapper on it, and so I was just like, oh, clearly she forgot to take the wrapper off of this. And so I just like pulled it off, and I was like, you're welcome. I fixed this. And then I was driving, it was like a half-hour drive, and like halfway through the drive, I was like, I am nauseous. Like, I was like, I'm gonna vomit. Like, I was with my son, and I was like, he was like asking me all these questions, and I was like, but I can't talk right now. Like, I was like, this is not a pretty scene.
You just checked out the window.
I'm like, I don't realize what it is. I'm like, yeah, this thing smells super strong. And like, I get out of the car, and I realize like, oh, I think I just like, felt sick from like the smell of this thing. I was like, I just don't like the smell. And then Marissa looked at it, and she was like, well, you're not supposed to take the wrapper off. You're supposed to like pull it down a little bit at a time, which is what I now realize it says on the wrapper, because if you pull it off, it's just going to make your car smell horrific.
What was the smell? What was the smell?
I was a black pine tree, and so I can.
That's black ice.
That's black tar heroin.
Black ice is an intense smell. That is not for the junior.
No, it was not a pine tree. Like,
that's not for the junior smellologist. That is
olfactorians. No, I literally was like, I'm gonna die. And then she was like, you're not supposed to pull this off. And then I talked to another friend that night, and I was like, did you know you're not supposed to pull the wrapper off? He's like, yeah, you idiot. Like, I was like, well, screw me.
That's why you just get the ones that like plug into
the vented smell. Yeah, no, those ones are way better, and I'm never buying one of those again.
Black ice. I have such a specific memory about black ice. Me and my brother used to come up to Vegas during the summer to visit our friend who was kind of a brother, Michael Taylor, and we would just. No, you don't know.
No, I'm just saying shout out.
Oh, shout out, Mike. I think you said don't. I think you said don't know. I was like, yeah, I don't think.
Stop talking about him, Freddie.
Yeah, Michael Taylor. But anyways, he was a pizza delivery man too, and we didn't have a car, so we were just in his car all the time, and it reeked of pizza, like in the worst way. Like, pizza's great,
like old pizza,
but like old pizza and like Pizza Hut pizza. I'm not a big Pizza Hut fan. And then he had black ice in there, and it was just the most insane combination. And I can still smell it to this day.
You can taste that.
And that's what I'll always think Michael Taylor smells like. But anyway, great choice. My gosh. I don't know how we got on that tangent.
I somehow, by my own stupidity of not learning things.
Oh, yes.
Age appropriate.
Exactly. But Nick Miller, that always happens with Nick Miller, and that's like one of his best traits of the show is he's just so
He's
childlike,
30 and has no idea about how to do basic human things.
hilarious. Yeah, he does that. I'm trying to think of other times.
Not having a checking account,
Yeah.
keeping money in a box,
Yes.
just putting bills in a box because they're fake. Man, what else is there? Yeah, I mean
That's
honestly, pro tips, but
yeah. That's his ongoing bit, and it is hilarious. Great choice. That is the Hall of Famer for sure. Do you have any other thing to say about your pick?
I think I've given it its shine.
Okay. Mine mine comes from the great Seinfeld.
Okay.
And this comes from I think it's season 6 and episode 17 on
it's very specific for a guess here. No.
No. Well, here's the thing. I looked up to like see if I could watch it on Netflix. And yes, I just want to know what episode it was on.
No, yeah.
And it said on Google season 6, episode 18. But on Netflix, it was episode 17.
Is there a removed episode from Netflix?
I think so.
Ooh.
Conspiracy. This is a conspirity podcast. A Seinfeld conspiracy.
Tinfoil hat on.
But anyways, it's either the 17th or 18th episode. And it's called The Doorman. And the episode primarily is about a doorman at Elaine's boss's building in Manhattan. And Jerry visits Elaine and has to deal with this doorman. And anyway, that's the main plot. But the second plot, the B plot, has to do with with Kramer, George, and George's dad. And George and Kramer see George's dad shirtless and notice that he has boobs.
Wait, is this the? Hold on.
This is the bro episode.
The man's ear?
The man's ear, yes. Where Kramer and George's dad come up with the man's ear to help men with back issues because of their large breasts. And it's just such a phenomenal.
I have not seen an episode of Seinfeld since 2010, but that brief description just brought that episode back into my
head because
it's
such a genius idea.
The man's
hilarious. Of course, anything that what's his name? I want to say Arthur Stiller, but that's not what his name is.
Ben Stiller's dad.
Yes, and I should know this.
Name? Hold on.
But Arthur is his name in King of Queens. Arthur Spooner.
I haven't seen King of Queens.
Jerry Stiller.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Stiller. He's just the funniest ever. In Seinfeld, he's great. I actually like him better in King of Queens. I just think says a lot. He has a lot more screen time, so he gets to really shine, and hilarious. And then Kramer, of course, is always up to some crazy shenanigans. And then they eventually go and speak to the best of the business, Ficus, for selling braziers, or Facus rather, and they because sorry, this is such a crazy story, but because Jerry Stiller's wife saw him wearing a bra, she like wants nothing to do with him.
She's like, I don't know who this man is.
And so they separate. And so when they go to talk to this bra executive, he's like, oh, can I?
A executive.
Yes, a executive. He asked if he could ask Estelle out. And then Jerry Stiller gets so angry and says, I'm not going to visit you. And so the whole deal falls apart. But still, what could have been, I know a lot of people in my family could have done well with the man's ear. So
be rocking a double D these days.
But I just think that has to be one of the best subplots in sitcom history. Seinfeld's
full of them.
Has so
many. Every episode.
It's kind of just like an A in part, an A.2, but I don't know. I because I think the main plot is what the title episode is, because that was called
the
the
doorman.
doorman.
Yeah.
So I felt okay taking it, but
No, that's a classic. That's Seinfeld. Now that I'm like, I literally haven't seen. I broke my foot the summer after sophomore year of high school. The day, 2 days after school got out, and then got out of my cast a week before school went back. And I spent this entire summer watching Seinfeld.
Yeah, on TBS.
Every Tuesday on TBS, there'd be like a 10-hour marathon. And
yes.
I was there for 10 hours.
For sure.
And I like, yeah, no,
Channel 247 for you DirecTV users. 247.
Ooh.
I can still remember, like, I was such a couch potato.
TV guide.
I can like remember every episode of DirecTV, and I can't remember like my cousin's birthday, but I can't.
Right.
But I remember this bullcrap.
But it's channel 242 for ESPN or something. Or no, that was Cartoon Network. Hold on.
No, Cartoon Network was a little more up. It was like 296.
I think we were a Comcast family.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That now I look down at you. But you're also an Android guy, so we're
I am. Yeah. I'm just diametrically opposed here.
But yeah, that episode, so great.
No, that series it's full of them. That might have to be my next soiree.
Yeah, do it. It's worth it. It's so smart. Just some smart writing. Curb. Have you watched Curb?
I've watched episodes. I haven't watched all of it, but I've seen some. Larry David is just hilarious.
Yeah, I feel the same. I've watched some sporadically, and just I need to go through it because it's so funny. Okay, so now we're at the segment of our show where we both present a next option, and then we kind of have to hash it out, see which one is the best. So give a brief title or like a brief synopsis, and then I'll give a brief summary, and then we can dive into them more.
We can duke it out.
Yeah.
I am gonna take a dive into the Philadelphia world.
Oh, okay.
The
Always
weather
sunny.
is always sunny.
Oh,
and this is one where it comes up in multiple episodes, and it's kind of a series long one, but it's like 5 episodes. But and you have not seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I've seen some, but no, I haven't seen all the way through. So I don't think I'll know
my bit pertains to Charlie.
Okay, I know Charlie. He's hilarious.
He is classically just like throughout the series, you realize he's dyslexic. He like drinks rat poison. He, is that person, but he professes himself a lawyer multiple times throughout this episode.
Like Nick Miller.
Nick Miller passed the California bar, however. Charlie Day says, as a man well versed in the law and things legal, but he professes himself to be a bird law expert, which makes absolutely zero sense.
Bird law.
Until many seasons in,
bird law expert,
a court where he argues about the certain type of Pocono, a certain bird that was the culprit in this crime. And the whole series, there's little references to him being a lawyer, specifically bird law, until this culminating episode where he presents his trial, which ultimately is ruined by him bringing in an ornithologist who he assumed could speak with birds.
Oh my gosh.
And in the courtroom, he finds out this man cannot converse with birds. And so his case is garbage.
That sounds so hilarious. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Is the best ever. I would need to watch that. Where do you watch on Hulu?
Hulu. It's Hulu. Yeah, it's on Hulu. It was on Netflix a long time ago, but I think it's on Hulu.
But it's still running, right?
It just finished. Like this.
Oh wow.
I don't know what time is. They just finished though the series.
Oh wow. And you've watched it, so you're up to date.
I'm front to back.
Did you see the finale?
I did.
Was it good?
It was great. It was one of those two, but they didn't do like the classic finale kind of episode,
which is okay because
for that kind of show, you don't want that. You don't want they're all happy.
Yeah, for sure.
It was and so it's just kind of they just ran it out. They just say, "Yep, we're outie." but it was good.
Wow.
They
Cool.
they got their COVID takes in too, which is funny. You know,
Hilarious.
get
Yes.
to hear all that.
Well, that's a great one. That's a good one. Mine is for the Parks and Recs fans. And this is an ongoing bit as well, in which Ben Wyatt, but it involves Ben Wyatt.
I love Ben Wyatt. Love me some Adam Scott.
And do you want to take a guess at it?
I'm trying to remember the name of the board game. Is it the board game?
Oh no, but that is such a good one. The Cones of Dunshire.
Okay, yes.
That is a great one. That one spans multiple seasons as well. It is a great one.
Okay, I have one more guess if I can try to ruin it. Okay. Is it him continually quitting the accounting firm?
Yes, bingo. The best ever. Ben Wyatt on the show is like a actuator for the city. I don't know. I don't know.
Accountant. Actually, talking with a fellow nerd in myself. Get your terms right.
Yeah, he's an accountant for the city. And when they're kind of in, why can't he be in the city? Oh, because Leslie is running for office, so he quits his government job and wants to get a job
in the private sector.
And so he finds this accountant agency in Pawnee. Or it might even be Eagleton because it's a little more upscale.
Probably an Eagleton establishment.
And they are so excited to have him join because he tells like this hilarious accountant joke. Well, not hilarious in their eyes. And they just think he's the funniest guy ever, and which is so funny because Ben Wyatt is not seen that way by anybody else. And anyways, he is super excited to join. They're excited. And then Leslie asks him to be his campaign manager, and so he says sorry, and like right after they had like planned something big for him, but that joke continues throughout the whole
thing,
the rest of the time, and it's just the funniest guy is the accountant hiring manager, and he's from a few other things, and oh my gosh, he just gets so sad and hilarious.
What's the name he always screams? It's like Todd or something. He's like, Todd, Ben quit again.
Or to tell him a joke too.
God, you gotta hear this joke Ben told.
And that just happens throughout the series, and it is the best, and I love it. So that is
great.
That's my entry. But why? I was liking yours, but I know mine. And so like, I'm going to fight for this one and you have seen that too. So like, I feel like we've both seen it. It's something that we can, cause I don't want our first ballot to have someone that one of us isn't unsure about, that's,
I put myself in a disadvantaged position by choosing a show that you haven't seen. However, Bird Law.
Bird Law expert.
There's like, you can buy like a book on Etsy that says it's written by Charlie Kelly, like about bird law. I love Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I needed to get it in here somehow, some way, and it was either that.
And I really think it takes some gumption to put up such a pick that you knew I didn't so. That you knew I didn't know the show, so I respect that. Like that, that takes a lot of guts to do.
Bill brought it in here. Could have snuck it in my 1A spot, but it did not do that.
Oh, that could have been
stuck true to the game. Stuck true to the game, and went
because
new girl towel.
Because that one you do enjoy better, right?
That one I felt from my heart. I had to get that in there.
That's a great one. But here's the thing, and here's another reason why we should go with mine, because I think the accountant agency might be better than that. And if you think that Sunday that one is better than Always Sunny, then by the transitive law, we gotta
as somebody who does work in accounting, that I'm embarrassed that I didn't even consider that. That is a wonderful one, and I it happens so many times, like throughout the show.
The best.
Ben quit again.
Each time they're like so
they have cake and they have a party, and like, doesn't he go there? Isn't that where he realizes Cones of Dunshire like took on as well? Like he goes back and visits.
They are the ones that patented
Yeah. Oh yeah,
brand
yeah. And then they gave
and
it to him.
copyrighted and yep. And that was
And then
their
he quit again. Like they're
yes.
like, we have a gift for you. We patented your
Because he
game.
worked there for like a day or two
Yeah.
at one period. And then yeah,
And he solved the trust debate about
yeah.
the estate of some dead person.
He like does like motions like he's, he
Dang
just
it,
thinks
Freddie.
he just thinks he's the cool guy at campus. Anyway.
I think you may have swayed me.
Woo! Hey, but you know what? It's not a win for me. It's a win for both of us because we get to have just a great first ballot.
It's a win for the Hall of Fame.
It is.
It's a win for those touring Canton, Ohio, who get bored of the NFL and wander down some strange hallway.
Cooperstown,
where they find these clips of TV shows,
So let's review. You started us off with classic Nick Miller using Schmidt's towel. Fantastic. I came in next with the Manzier from Seinfeld.
The Manzier.
And then after a heavy debate about whether it should be Bird Law from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and the accountant joke on Parks and Recreation. We have decided on Parks and Recreation, accountant joke, and that's our first ballot. What do you think? You okay with it?
I love it. Those are three shows that I can stand behind no matter what. And I think we've either got to pat ourselves on the back or reprimand ourselves for not including The Office.
Yes.
Like absolutely zero mentions.
Yes, we should throw in some mentions. There's every opening of The Office could be a subplot, kind of a B.
That could be a separate even a cold open.
Cold open. That could be another. That could.
But
be ballot. But I don't know what it is. But since The Office got off Netflix, it has definitely lost steam.
Yeah.
At least to me, pop
culturally. I have to download Peacock to see this.
Yeah, and I have Peacock. My parents, thank you, shout out. And they pay for it, so like you get limited commercials, but there are still commercials like to start this episode, which is bullcrap. And I don't know. I think it was just a bad move for the show to get off Netflix.
Yeah, they're throwing like $100 million at Friends still, and let The Office leave.
Oh, there was some Friends ones that I thought. I was thinking of Janet.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Whenever she sees Chandler,
she's great.
That's a great one. Yeah, I was thinking maybe some Rick and Morty. There might be some
very brief dive into that, but
with Jerry, the dad, he has some funny B plots. And these were sitcoms, people, so don't get mad at us. We're not doing your stupid NCIS Miami or whatever, okay? We're just doing sitcoms, okay?
Keep that garbage out of here.
We could have gone back in the day. I was thinking like some more like Boy Meets World. I had some B plots in there too, but I don't know. I don't think anything.
Hannah Montana.
The best of both worlds. Yeah. But anyway, I think that was our ballots. I wanted to say draft.
That's the ballot we're sending off.